Please get up. Thank you. Alright, got it. 9 out of 100. Still a long way to go. Okay, let's climb this tower. And get the viewpoint. A lot of domes. A lot of domes in Islamic architecture. And it wasn't Islamic in origin too, because the Hagia Sophia was the model for a lot of the Islamic mosques that followed. And the Hagia Sophia was a Byzantine, like an Eastern Orthodox church. So, like the domes, I mean, the onion domes are a later development. Wait a minute, I hear. Oh, loot. Yeah, so Islamic architecture has its origins in European and Roman architecture. Although, of course, as time progressed, the Muslims kind of developed their own particular styles and, you know, idiosyncrasies. For example, in Islam, they don't have like pictures of gods and prophets because that's like worshipping idols. You know, like God doesn't have a doesn't have a face. You know, so there's no. You're not supposed to worship people. And you're not supposed to worship, you know, pictures of people. So, you know, like their mosques don't have pictures of people, but they have really intricate geometric patterns because the patterns represent the like the complexities of creation, like the mathematical patterns, in a way represents the world and, you know, God's creation. Of course, for a long time, religion and science went hand in hand because science was seen as the discovery of God's creation, because, you know, you're learning more about the world, and the assumption was, you know, because God created the world, when you're studying the world, you're studying God in a way, because you're studying the world that He made. So, you know, for a long time, science and religion went hand in hand until eventually it got to a point where actually the scientists figured out that the religious books didn't really explain the world, and that the world wasn't really how the religious people thought it was. And so then things started to get a bit sour between the two sides, religion and science, right? But that came later. And, you know, back when the Muslims pursued mathematics and science and discovery and invention with the belief that it was the same as, you know, discovering God, or, you know, studying the inventions of God, you know, as long as they did that, they were the most advanced civilization in the world at the time. You know, when Western Europe was in the Dark Ages, the Muslims were flourishing scientifically and culturally and economically because of science and discovery and invention. Wait a minute, I just went past the tower, didn't I? What is going on? He's got a... Oh, he's a shop. He's a bomb shop. Yeah, so I mean, like the sciences, like eventually the scientists would question the nature of God. I mean, eventually you have to question everything, right? But until that happened, everyone got along quite happily. And even today, like technically there's no scientific evidence for the existence of God, right? But a lot of scientists are still religious people, and they just kind of try to keep the two things separate. Faith, you can believe in the existence of a divine being without necessarily believing that there are miracles, or there are routine miracles. And then by miracles I mean things that defy physics, right? Things that defy science is a miracle. If something is not scientifically possible, then it's a miracle. That's kind of the definition I'm going with. So even today, like, you can believe that a God exists, but just doesn't do very much, and so it doesn't interfere with the workings of the scientific universe, as it were, or scientifically observed universe. I'm kind of on a tangent here, aren't I? What I'm trying to say is, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think to reconcile it, like, as long as religion doesn't try to assert itself into matters of science, then I think everyone can get along quite well. The problem is, like, the Bible talks about Genesis and the creation of the world, which is quite clearly not scientifically accurate. But people who I think, like, oh, this is a non-coward. Alright, he'll flee if he sees me, so let's not let him see me. So the problem is that the religious texts have certain things that they say that have been proven to be inaccurate. And it's obvious it's not those two guys, it's one of these guys. You've identified the Templar Den Captain. Can I grenade him? Can I? Is that too far? Did I hit him? Yes. These grenades are so overpowered, guys. Come on, that's ridiculous. Look at that. He is so far away, and I just dropped it. And it does area damage, and he's dead. Look at that. No contest. Yeah, and so I mean, if you need to somehow believe in the literal translation or a literal interpretation of these holy books, then you're gonna always have a conflict with science, because you can't do that, because the books were written by people who didn't understand science, and they're just not factually accurate. Which is a shame, because a lot of the philosophy and a lot of the morality and ethics and stuff like that of religions are pretty good. But it's just that, when it tries to get into the realm of facts, when it tries to present the stories as facts, that's when it runs into trouble. And conceivably it's possible to reconcile those, so that you don't, you kind of just have to clearly define the separation between religion and science. But people don't do that all the time. Like, some atheists are quite keen to make a point of questioning faith, and some religious people are quite keen to make a point of denying science, instead of just kind of separating them. A pickpocket has been having a bit of fun today. Identify and speak with it. Okay. There. Target located. High.
Try not to spend all of that money in one place.
What money would that be?
Signora, I know a pickpocket when I see one. Your technique is good, but not flawless.
Not so. Until today, I had never been caught or called out.
Let me show you a few tricks.
I need no instruction, and I can prove it. Give me 1 minute, and I will steal more than you could in a day.
Bene. Begin.
Are we having a contest with her? Are we having a pick $150 before your opponent? Okay. Well, I think I walk faster than her. No, don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Come on. Don't walk away from me. There you go. Done. Now they're all mad. They are all mad at me. They are literally every one of them.
Misers. None of them are carrying any akshay today.
Well, my take was quite good. Are you having an off day?
Do not patronize me. I am a skilled thief. You saw it yourself.
I did. And I would be grateful if you joined the assassins to put those talents to better use.
I suppose I should, have I cannot live off the fruits of others forever.
Yes, you can. Never mind. Also, money is called Akshay. Or Akshay. Akshay? Akshay? I can't pronounce it. Dollars. I'm calling them dollars and money, alright? Akshay? Alright, there's somebody else up there we can recruit. I should probably stop talking about religion and science. I have a feeling some people might not be impressed by that. Doesn't really matter. What are you gonna do? Get mad? Leave an angry comment? Go on then. Leave your angry comments. Bro, you are so slow. Your friend has done half the work already. What is? Did you see that? The assassin was just standing there pushing this woman around.
You are not alone, Arkadashim. You need not be afraid.
Let me repay your kindness with action, assassin. If you would have me, I will join your cause.
But I guess, I mean, let me put this idea out there though. Diversity and the acceptance of diversity, I think, is very important, or very beneficial to people. Because the thing with intolerance is that, like, you're denying yourself a range of possibilities if you deny a group of people. You know, a different group of people with different knowledge and different skills than you can offer you things that you can't do yourself, or might have different ideas or different perspectives, or, you know, different understandings than you and different knowledge. And those things, like, if you deny them, you're denying yourself those skills and that knowledge. So it's always I think it's always a bad idea to be intolerant. Obviously, it's not always easy to deal with people who are different from you. You have to kind of learn new things and figure out new ways to do things. That's not always easy. But to reject that completely is to deny yourself the possibility of learning something new and doing something you've never done before. You know? And you never know when something might be important. None of us can foresee the future. None of us can predict what's going to happen in the future, and so you never know when something might become useful later on. And that's also partly the reason why I think any sort of destructive behavior is also a bad idea, because you never know when that stuff might be useful later on. Just because something is not useful now doesn't mean you might not find a use for it later. So if you destroy it now, then it's gone, and you don't have it later on. And it's a similar thing with tolerance and bigotry.
Mercy! Mercy! I have done nothing!
So, you know, whether it's religious intolerance or scientific intolerance, that happens too.
Stop that! The dead must be left in peace.
It's never a good thing. Or it's never a beneficial thing.
A bit old to
If
carry
you
on
have
my-
any information, come forward. and-
Alright, there's a fragment.
What did you see? Are you
Has he
informed?
lost his mind?
Templar Den.
Down!
There's also. What are you guys
One
doing?
more problem from you, and I'd put another nut in my bed.
Cut off his escape!
What are you guys doing? So you know, I mean, tolerance is not just about being nice to people. That's not the point. The point is not to be nice to people. The point is to not cut yourself off from potential allies and potential resources. That's what it means. That's what tolerance is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being nice to people neither. I mean, not saying that, but it's not the reason. It's not the entire reason why you do it. Okay, where is this Templar captain? I see loot and I see things. Did he run away already or what? Like, do my assassins scare him, or is he still here? I don't know what's going on. Let's go down and grab this loot, because there's no guards right here for some reason. I genuinely do not know where the target is. Faith Kami of Fatih. My bad. Fatih. Fatih Kami. Valen's Aqueduct. I think Valens was an emperor. A Roman emperor. Where on earth is this guy that I'm trying to find? Oh, he's further ahead, alright. The dark red is where he is, I think. Let me just continue to... What? No, stop it. Ah, crap. Well, those guys saw me. So I don't know if the Templar captain is running away yet. There's a lot of guards up here. Wow, look at all these guys on the rooftops.